Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Everything About Coding. Now, in today's video is going to be very interesting because we are going to cover the string methods, Python string methods. Now, these methods are extremely important if you are going to do a lot of string manipulations and string operations. So you should know these methods. Okay, so what I'm going to do in today's video is first we are going to understand what exactly is a string methods, right? And then we are going to cover few methods in this video. So string methods in Python are built-in functions. So these are basically functions. Now functions, methods, we are going to understand this in the future once we start working with functions. And also after that, we'll be starting working with classes and objects. Okay. And that uh, during that time, it will be more clear to you what exactly is the difference between function and methods. So string methods in Python are building functions basically that can be used to manipulate and work with string. These methods are called on string objects. So now that is very important to know using the dot notation. So example I've given my string, my underscore string, which is a variable name. Then there is a dot and there is upper. Now it is one of the method, string method, and they help perform common string operations easily. Okay. So now what we're going to do in this video is we are going to cover few methods because there are many methods. Now there are 8 methods in front of you. Okay. And for this video, I'm going to cover is upper, is lower, upper and lower. So only 4 methods I'll be covering in this video. And then the rest of the methods, and there are many more. So I'm going to cover that in the upcoming video. So what is upper? Now this method is basically used to check if there are, if the alphabets, the letters are in uppercase or not. So as it is written over here, returns true if all the characters are uppercase, all the characters, I mean the alphabets. Okay. And there is an example given over here. So we are going to look at the example and we're going to take many such cases because this will not, this one, just one example will not make things clear. Similarly, is upper, we have is lower. So the return a boolean value. Boolean value means either true or false. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the board and I'm going to explain in a much better way, right? So we have is, that is, we're going to understand is upper, and please understand that is upper, then the opening and closing bracket, this is how it is written. Okay, this is upper. So is upper is one word. There is no space. As a beginner, I've seen many people making these mistakes, not giving the opening and closing brackets, and then there is an error. So make sure this is a one word is upper, opening and closing bracket. So if I give something like this, H-E-L-L-O, and then dot, and followed by dot. So this is the dot notation. Okay. There is no space. So you should not give any space. And then the name of the method, that is upper. So this is going to return a boolean value. So this will be returning false. Now why it is returning false? Because okay, there are alphabets, that is H-E-L-L-O. Only H is in capital letter. So it will check if there are alphabets, all the alphabets are supposed to be in capital letter. Had it been like this, like H-E-L-L-O, all in capital letter, and then is upper, right? So this is going to return true because all the alphabets are in capital letter. So let me just switch this and we will take many cases. Okay. Now, what if we have something like this? That is one, two, three, and then I say H-E-L-L-O. Another case, right? Is upper. Now, what this is going to give? This is going to give true. Why true? Because as I said, if there are alphabets, Okay, it will only check for the alphabets. If there are alphabets, letters, and those letters must be in uppercase. So in that case, it is going to return true. Okay, so there should be at least one alphabet. So if there is something like 1, 2, 3, and I say is upper, so obviously this is not going to give anything. It is going to give false, right? So it will check for the letters, it will check for the alphabets, and this is where people normally get confused. So if you have to answer a question like predict the output, so in that case, it will be quite confusing to you. So now let us have one more. That is at the rate, and there is a star character 1, 2, 3, and there is H, and again there is a slash. Okay, and then I say is. Similarly, as what we have is upper, we are going to check for the is lower. So is lower basically going to check whether the alphabets, whether the letters are in lower case or not. So over here, there is only one alphabet, right? And that is in lower case. So what is going to produce? It is going to produce a Boolean true. Okay. And this is how it works. I hope that this is very much clear to you. So it is going to check only for the letters. Other characters, like the special characters or the numbers, they are going to get ignored. Okay. So this is what I wanted to cover. And normally, when we have predict the output, we will have such confusing questions in your exam or whatever it is, right? So there are certain things that are very confusing. So I hope that this is clear to you now. Now, what we are going to take is next what we have is next what we have is the upper and lower, right? The upper and lower. Now, is upper, is lower basically returns a Boolean value. It checks whether the character is in uppercase or the character is in lowercase. But upper and lower, what they do is they convert the characters. If it is upper, it is going to convert all the letters into uppercase. And if it is lower, it is going to convert all the letters into lowercase. But do remember one thing, that the original string remains as it is because strings are immutable. Please remember that. So the original string remains as it is. So what I mean to say is, uh, if I go to the board now and I have a variable, so we can do it this way also, like the variable a, and I have something like hello, right? And then I can say a dot is upper, what we have learned is upper. This way also it can be done. Now a has that string value, right? Now we will see about the upper and lower. So if I have a, now suppose a has the value hello. So if I say a dot and I use upper, so this is going to produce a new string. That is, it is going to produce every character will be in uppercase letter. But do remember, as I said, the original value of A, it is going to remain as it is because strings are immutable. We cannot make any changes into it. Okay. It is going to produce a new string. This is very important to understand. Similarly, if we have something like a is equal to 1, 2, 3 and hello. Now, what is going to happen in such a case? If we have a dot upper, right? So this will also check for the alphabets. There are alphabets and those are in lower case. So this will produce 1, 2, 3 and the capital hello. This is what it is going to do. So these are some of the cases just to make you understand in a much better way how exactly these methods work. Okay. So do remember that all the special characters, the numbers, they are going to get ignored. It will only check for the alphabets and then it will convert to the, to uppercase. Similarly, we have something like lower, right? So we have, if A has something like at the rate star, and then we have HE. Okay. So what this is going to produce, if A is this value, it is going to give at the rate star and HE. So everything, two characters, that is H and E, which were in uppercase letter, they will be converted into lowercase letter. So this is how the methods basically work. And if we have something like this, where A is already in uppercase, right? And you do A dot upper. So this is not going to give, is I've written hell over here just a minute. So hello, and then this will not give any effect. So it will produce the same string, and that is hello, right? So this is also one of the case that we should know, right? So these are the four important methods that we have learned today. And if you really want to check how this works, so let us go to the pie charm and we can check it in that. So I'll delete, this is the previous code that we had done. And let us take a variable A and let us have hello, right? And then I can simply use if condition because it produces true or false, or I can simply use print statement and say A dot is lower, A dot lower. Now this will give a boolean true because all the characters are in lowercase letter. So as you can see over here, this is true. Had it been like this is H, now H is capital over here. And now if you run this code, you can see that it is false because all there are characters, there are letters, but one of the letter is in uppercase. So it is going to give false. Now, had it been like this, and I have some special characters in between, like numbers, also in between. Now you can see there is HE and there is LNO also over here. Okay, so there are four letters, and if I run this, you can see it is still giving me the output that is true because there are four letters, and those four letters are in lowercase, and that is the reason it is giving me the boolean true. All other characters are ignored. Now, had it been like is upper, so obviously there are small case letters, so this is going to give false. But if I make this as capital, right, and you can see the output, this is also L and this is LO. And now you can see the output, it is going to give me true. Had it been one character is in lowercase, so I make that O as lowercase, run this, and now it will give me false. Similarly, if I make them as lowercase, now there is one HE is in lowercase, this L is capital, this L is capital, and this O is lowercase. And now you can see we have the same string and all the letters are converted into uppercase. HE got converted into uppercase. The letters which are already in uppercase will remain as it is, right? So this is the output. And if I make this as lower, so now there are two characters, this L and this L. Two L's are in uppercase. So that will get converted into lowercase. As you can see the output over here, this L and this L got converted into the lowercase. So I hope that this tutorial was very important and we are going to cover all the important methods of the string object because these methods help you to do the string manipulations if you're going into data science and all, where we have to filter the string, we have to do a lot of string operations. During that time, these string methods will help you a lot and also in your exams. Okay, so now I'm ending the video over here. Let us meet in the next video. Bye for now.